Hello students, let us start our new session with the new topic, the Earth's magnetism. Here basically we are going to study about the magnetic field lines present around the Earth. That magnetic field, its amplitude is in terms of 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla over the surface of the Earth. Yes, at each point it is varying, but in terms of 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla. Initially, it was assumed that magnetic field lines are available based on the bar which is present at the axis of the rotation of the Earth. But actually, it is not like that. The bar of the magnet is not at the axis of the rotation. So now, how it is available? Now the actually magnetic field is present due to the electric current, and that electric current is produced due to the motion of the Earth, and as the motion of the Earth is there, the metallic fluid is also getting motion. So due to the motion of the metallic fluid, the electric current is present, and while the electric current is available, magnetic field may produced. So likewise, in the outer core of the Earth, magnetic field is available. This is known as a dynamo effect. Now we are assuming that hypothetically the magnetic dipole is present at the center of the Earth. This magnetic dipole is not consigned with the axis of the rotation, but it is present slightly tilted with respect to the axis of the rotation by the angle 11.3 degree. So now this is how the magnetic poles, based on that magnetic field lines, we can define the magnetic poles present due to the dipole as the magnetic field lines enter or leave the Earth. As is shown in the diagram, it defines that axis of the rotation and the magnetic dipole line is at the 11.3 angle is available. So the north pole is defined at the latitude of 79.74 degree north and longitude of 71.8 degree west, that is nearby somewhere in the North Canada. And the south pole is located at the bottom side at 79.74 degree south and 108.22 degree east, that is in Antarctica. So here the pole is available near the geographic north pole, that is known as a magnetic north pole, and south pole is available near the geographic south pole of the Earth, so that is the south magnetic pole. But as we understood till now that the pole from where the magnetic field lines coming out or leaving, that is the north pole, and the magnetic field lines entering to the bar, that is a south pole. Here some confusion or the different sign is defined in the diagram. From the surface of the Earth, magnetic field lines are entering, which is defined as north pole, and magnetic field lines are leaving, which defined as a south pole. Here this confusion is there, but this is a true, which is defined in the diagram, because while we are placing a bar, or in that case while we define a magnetic field lines, the magnetic field lines are coming out, which is attracted towards the magnetic field lines coming in from the Earth. See, if north pole is nearby to each other, then they repel, and if opposite pole is there, they attract. So what we are saying that the North Pole is attracted towards the North Pole of the Earth. So if both are same, then it should repel, but actually it attracts. So here it defines the North Pole of the Earth is basically a north seeking pole of the bar or the magnet. So here of the magnetic field lines are coming out, which is attracted towards the magnetic field lines coming in of the earth. So both are attracted towards each other. That particular pole is defined a north pole. Likewise, magnetic field lines of the magnet which is coming in and magnetic field lines of the earth which is coming out, which both are attracted towards each other, and this direction is known as a south seeking pole. So that is the south pole of the earth. So this is how this particular north pole and south pole is defined with the bar magnet. So let us go through the example. The Earth magnetic field at the equator is 0.4 Gauss. Estimate the Earth's dipole moment. See, the equatorial magnetic field we have it is defined for the dipole. So we are defining for the magnetic field lines for the equatorial, that is mu0 m by 4 pi r cube. Magnetic field is given 0.4 Gauss. So that is 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 Tesla. R we should take for the radius of the earth, because it is defined that estimate earth's dipole moment. So radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter. So replace the value over here. That is 4 into 10 raised to minus 5. Make the subject of formula m, the magnetic moment. So that is 4 pi r cube BE. So my equation becomes m. For that BE 4 pi r cube divided by mu 0. So here replace the value of BE and R. So we can get the result 1.05 into 10 raised to 23 ampere into meter cube. Now let us go through the another example. Another topic, magnetic declination and dip. Here we are taking a point on the earth's surface. Now at that particular point, the direction of longitude circle which determines geographic north-south pole direction, right? So the longitude towards the north pole, this is a actual north direction. Based on that also we can get a south pole direction. So the vertical plane which containing the longitude circle and the axis of the rotation, which is known as a geographic meridian. In this particular way, one can define a magnetic meridian also. The magnetic meridian of a place as a vertical plane which passes through an imaginary magnetic north-south line. What we are saying that? What is a geographic meridian? The vertical plane which containing a longitude circle and the axis of rotation of the earth. That is a geographic meridian. Now if we want to focus a magnetic meridian, what it defines? As the vertical plane which is passing through an imaginary line which is joining the magnetic north and magnetic south pole. So the plane which intersect the surface of the earth, it's a longitude like a circle. So now we are taking a magnetic needle which is free to swing in a horizontal direction. When it is lie in a magnetic meridian and the north pole of a needle, it point towards a magnetic north pole, which we have discussed in earlier topic. The line joining the magnetic poles is tilted with respect to a geographic axis of the earth. This the meridian at a point which makes the angle with the geographic meridian. This angle between the geographic north and the north shown by the compass needle, this angle is called the magnetic declination or a simply declination, which is shown in the figure. The straight line is a vertical line. From the longitude, it gives us a circle, longitude circle, that gives you a geographic meridian. Now the needle is defined, which is placed initially horizontally, then it is lie in a magnetic meridian. This magnetic meridian is nothing but the magnetic meridian of a place as the vertical plane passes through an imaginary line joining the magnetic north and south pole. So while this needle is placed horizontally and it gives the direction that north pole of the magnet towards the north pole of the earth, geographic north, and south pole of the magnet towards the south pole of the geographic pole earth. So while we are drawing the line of this magnetic north-south line and the straight vertical line of the longitude circle, the angle between these two lines, it gives a declination, that is a magnetic declination. Now, this declination is at higher latitudes and smaller at equators. So, in the India, the declination is available 0.41 at east in Delhi and 0.58 at west in Mumbai. So that is a very small declination angle. So we can say that at India, whatever the magnetic needle shows a north and a south pole, that is a near to a exact value, or we can say accurate value shown by the needle magnetic compass in India. Now, there is another quantity which we can define over here. If a magnetic needle is perfectly balanced about a horizontal axis, so it can swing in a plane of magnetic meridian. It is straight at horizontal, so while it is moving in the direction of north-south pole, so in that magnetic meridian area, it will swing by certain amount. So in that case, the needle would make an angle with a horizontal, as shown in a figure, in first figure in the circular form. This is known as a angle of dip or the inclination. The dip of the angle, that the total magnetic field is BE available at point P on the surface of the earth. Now that BE has two parts. One is the horizontal component HE and another one is the vertical component, that is a ZE. So the angle that horizontal component BE the angle between the horizontal component of BE and BE itself, that is known as the angle of dip or the inclination, that is I. So, in most of the northern hemisphere, the north pole of the dip needle tilts downward. Likewise, for southern hemisphere, the south pole of the dip needle tilts downward. So, to describe the magnetic field of the earth at a point on its surface, we need to specify three quantities. One, declination, another one, inclination, and the horizontal component of the earth, that is HE. So here, vertical component is defined as a ZE, that is a BE sin I. HE, that is a horizontal component, that is a BE cos I. So tan I is sin by cos. So sin I is ZE by BE, cos I is HE by BE. So tan I is sin E by cos I, that is ZE by BE divided by HE by BE. BE would be cancelled out. So my tan I is ZE upon HE. Let us go through the example of it. In the magnetic meridian of a certain place, the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field is 0.26 Gauss and the dip angle is 60 degree. What is the magnetic field of the Earth at this location? See, horizontal component is given, that is HE, that is 0.26 Gauss. So cos 60 is HE by BE. Cos theta is beside side divided by BE. So HE by BE. So BE is HE upon cos 60. HE is given 0.26, cos 60 is 1 by 2. So that magnetic field at that location is 0.52 Gauss. You can also convert into the Tesla by 10 raised to minus 4. So that is 0.52 into 10 raised to minus 4 Tesla. So here we are going to end our session. Hope you understood it. Thank you.